Alright. I just recorded this entire video. Turns out my microphone died, so I now have to film this without the mic, which is just great. But this is a video I've been putting off making for a while because it's hard for me to talk about. Not currently, because I did already just film this whole thing and the mic was dead, but that's besides the point. I'm just gonna get right into this. This is not a permanent end to the SWF picfed here on YouTube. This is just a temporary hiatus. I'll also say SWF Wargames is still happening. It's still going to happen mid to late December 2024 this year. That video will still happen. It's going to test my patience. It's going to test my sanity. But I want to put that out for all of you. But that might be the last picfed YouTube video for a while. Now, I know that's kind of hard for all of you to hear, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've just been trying to figure out how to put that to words. The reasoning for this whole video in general is because I turn 18 in a few months, which is going to add a whole lot of other stuff I have to deal with into my life, on top of everything I already have to deal with, which is a lot. I don't think I want to have enough time to film these videos because I won't have as much time in general. Plus, I hold myself to such a high standard because I'm a trained professional wrestler, still in training because I can't make my debut due to state laws and stuff where I live that you have to be 18, but that's besides the point. As I was saying, I hold myself to such a high standard when making these videos because I want it to feel like you're watching an actual wrestling match. Because I've taken these moves. I've done some of these moves. I know how much they hurt. I know what they're supposed to look like because I've done them. So I reshoot multiple spots and moves in these matches that I put out. I reshoot them multiple times just to try and make it look so good, which hurts me in the long run. So it takes 3 months for me to make 2 matches, if that. Usually even 1 match for something that long. Like 3 months is usually a match for me. That's why it'll take 6-7 months for me to put out a few matches. That's why these shows I make are only a few matches. And you're probably saying, oh, why don't you do more stuff like you did for SWF in your house? Because I don't want to do that, because I feel like that's a cop-out. That feels like a cheap way out of having to do this all. So, as I'm saying, SWF picfed's not returning in 2025 here to YouTube. I'm not saying it's not a permanent stoppage. Not removal, but stoppage. But I'm not going to be making the YouTube content as often when it comes to picfeding. I still will attempt to put out stuff here on YouTube. I'm going to maybe do behind-the-scenes stuff for my work on Instagram, which I'll touch on in a moment. But I'll still be putting out maybe background footage on that. Arena tours when I make arenas and stuff. Maybe I'll even start doing reviews if you're so intrigued by that kind of thing. So there's that. Plus, I might do like shopping videos. I don't know. Just stuff so this YouTube channel's still active. But I just don't want to stress myself out more than I already am stressed out when it comes to making the YouTube videos. But as I mentioned, the Instagram account. If you follow me on Instagram at SWF Figure Wrestling, or my secondary Instagram account, ECW FigFed. If you follow either of those or both of those, thank you, but I do highly recommend following both of those because I'm still putting out content there because it is kind of less stressful and easier to put out. It's still a nightmare to work on because if you do picfeding, you know how stressful this stuff can be. So what I'm saying is that's still all happening. At time of recording this, there are 3 events scheduled for ECW FigFed Tournament Survival in October, November to Remember in November, and then Winter Beyond the Wall in December. Plus episodes of ACW Hardcore TV that are just kind of filler in between stuff. All of that's still happening and still going to happen. Which is going to be a nightmare for me to balance filming that stuff while still filming this Wargames match. But I'm not going to give up on the Wargames match because I want to deliver that video to each and every one of you. And I know there are probably not many of you still watching this video at this point because it's not a PicFed video, because the only reason you people subscribe to me is because I make PicFed content. But if you clicked off, you're not seeing this. But if you're still watching at this point, I thank you. There's not many of you that watch all of my videos all the way through. But for those of you who do, I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. You're the reason that this YouTube channel is still going and will continue to go on in the future. It's just going to be a while till it goes on in the future. I think I've said everything I want to say. I don't really want to watch this video back because it's so hard for me to say all of this. So for all of you who watched this far, thank you. That's all I have to say.